If you scrolled on Instagram today, you've just cut your chance of having success in your life by half. And if you don't believe me, you're definitely gonna wanna stick around to the end of this video because I'm gonna show you the two mindsets people have when they use social media and how it determines whether or not they'll have success in life. The thing you need to understand is that Instagram is a FOMO machine. It gives you fear of missing out on what other people have. And if you spend any significant amount of time scrolling on Instagram, you're programming yourself to want what other people have. Now, you've probably heard all of this doom and gloom stuff before from other people online, but here's where this gets dangerous. The thing about wanting what other people have is that you have to want their whole life, their actions. Every decision they've made has led them to the point of where they're at right now. Their life and actions created the results they're flaunting on Instagram. You can't look at other people's success and wonder why you don't have it when you haven't done what they've done. Every time you find yourself wanting what someone else has, I want you to ask yourself, do you really want to trade your entire life, everything in your life for theirs? Because I promise you, there's parts of their life that are way worse, way worse than yours. Whenever I see people wishing for someone else's life, I always wonder, is there nothing good in your own life that is worth keeping? And that's a question I had to ask myself personally because I found myself wanting what other people had so much, and it suddenly dawned on me, is my life really so bad that there's nothing worth keeping that I would trade my entire life for just a life of someone's that I don't even know? I only know it through fucking Instagram. Because here's the thing you need to understand. If there isn't anything that's worth keeping in your life, then that means you have some serious work to do. And that's probably why you spend so much time escaping daily life on social media. I know it because I used to spend all of my life mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, on social media, in pure escapism. I was trying to escape from what was happening in my life. And then it finally hit me. I asked myself, instead of wishing you had someone else's life, why not just get to work and start creating the life you want right now? Now, I know I sound like I'm lecturing. I'm not trying to lecture you. I'm just giving you some food for thought that honestly, I wish I knew when I was younger, and I wish I knew sooner because it would have saved me so much fucking time and stress. The thing is, you have to understand yourself and how you want to design your life. Because if you chase what other people have, you're going to end up with their life. And chances are their life isn't right for you. And you can believe in luck if you want, but you can't wish for the luck that someone else had. Because in order for that luck to mean anything, you have to do what they did with it. Millions of people go to Vegas every year hoping to get lucky, and 99% of them walk away a few $1,000s poorer. The difference between people who are successful and content with their life and people who aren't is how they think about the future and how much control they have over their future. And the way you use social media is a direct representation of how you see your own future. People who constantly rage on Twitter about politics or whatever is in the news do it because they have no control over their own lives. They feel like they have no agency, and this lack of agency is what's causing them to be unhappy and unsuccessful. Because if you feel like you have control over your life, you feel powerful. When you don't like something, you just change it, and if you can't change it, you change your mindset. This is a position of power, mental fortitude, but it all comes from a place of feeling like you have control over your life, your feelings, and your emotions. The thing about Instagram is that Instagram is the highlight reel. It only shows the best parts of someone's life. It doesn't show every little tiny thing, every detail, all the highs and lows that it took to get there. It creates the illusion that you can have a great life without actually having to do anything great or extraordinary. According to Peter Thiel, founder of PayPal, the two most common types of perspective people have on the world are definite optimism and indefinite pessimism. The most common by far is the indefinite pessimist. He thinks that the future is fundamentally unknowable. You can't plan for it, and that things are slowly getting worse in the world. An indefinite pessimist looks out onto a bleak future but has no idea what to do about it. Now, if you believe that you have no control over your life or your future and you have no idea what to do to make your life better, Instagram reinforces this idea by showing you people's highlight reel without showing you everything they did to get there. Other people's success on Instagram seems like luck, like magic, something that just happened to other people. It rarely looks like a calculated action plan of extreme highs and extreme lows and years of hard work to get there. To win points on Instagram, you don't need years of hard work, the execution of a carefully thought out plan. Instagram is all about the end result. The low attention span of Instagram isn't interested in what it took or how it took you to get the end result. And when you see people with the end results you want and no clear idea of how to get there, it reinforces the fact that the future is somehow unknowable based on luck or chance, and that your future is likely not going to end up any better than it is now. The definite optimist epitomizes the belief that you have control over your own life. The future can be better today as long as you have a clear, defined plan to get you to that future. The thing you have to realize is that you have to have a clear mission and vision for your future, and you have to work vigorously to make this happen. But the way Instagram is structured, it have you believe that things just randomly happen to you. As an entrepreneur, and the older I get, the less I believe in randomness. I've yet to have some big life-changing thing happen to me totally at random. It's always been a result of this definite optimism, the belief that you can have a better future so long as you're committed to making it happen. Because the way I see it, you can design your own future or become a victim to what it has in store for you. Now, I'm not saying at all that I have it all figured out and I'm some guru sitting on top of a mountain. The reason I know all of this stuff is because I've gone through periods where I'm using Instagram way more than any human being and periods when I'm not using it at all. All this being said, this doesn't mean you have to totally get rid of Instagram and delete all of your social media. But what you do have to do is you have to be intentional about why you're using it. If you're just using social media addictively with no clear goals in mind, you really need to reevaluate what you're doing and what's so broken in your life that you keep resorting to social media through this escapism. Now, all of this being said, I'm gonna be a little bit of a hypocrite and say I do still use Instagram because it's part of my business, and honestly, if you watch Zeus, you know it's how I connect and meet with women and how I do my dating. But I do have extremely strict rules on how I use Instagram. I'm super intentional about it. I only download the app to post stories or photos, then delete it again right after. Or I download the app, I don't scroll the feed, and I'm only in the DMs chatting and getting to know, it goes down in the DMs. Need I say more? Of course not. You know Zeus, you know me. It goes down in the DMs. Don't you worry about that. Now, if you're interested in learning more about definite optimism and indefinite pessimism, the two topics I talked about heavily in this video, I highly recommend you check out Peter Thiel's book, 0 to 1, where he talks extensively about these ideas that he came up with. And he goes into insane detail on how to have success when starting a company, specifically software and startup companies. But Thiel is one of my favorite thinkers and entrepreneurs, and I find immense value in what he has to say, and I'm always reading and devouring his interviews, his books, his writings, everything. All that being said, we've made it to the end here. I hope your attention span, your social media brain allowed you to get here, because not everybody made it here. Maybe a third of you guys made it here. If you want to hear more about this type of stuff from me, follow me on Instagram, as long as you're intentional on Instagram and are only following me for all of the magical guru-esque stuff I have to say. And also sign up for my weekly newsletter, Favorite Finds Friday, where I share all of my learnings and insights of the week in a short email that I send out every Friday to share with you. All of those are linked below. And in the words of Alan Kay, remember, my friends, it is easier to invent the future than to predict it. I'll see you guys soon.